I'm really happy to welcome to the show today Rami Korhonen from PlayMySong. So I had Rami on the show last year during Meedem, but it was only a 5-minute interview and the service was still in the very early stages. But today, a year later, they've really done some amazing progress. The guys have moved over in the States. And I just want to talk about everything that's happened in the past year and talk about PlayMySong. So hi Rami, and thanks for joining me once again on the show.
Hi Andrew, very, very great to be on the show.
Cool, so let's talk about PlayMySong. Let's talk about it as if people hadn't heard about it yet, just because the interview we did at Meedem was clustered with a lot of other stuff and it was quite short. So what is PlayMySong all about, and tell me a little bit more about the platform.
Okay, so PlayMySong's main idea is to basically get rid of random music from the world. And what this means in practice is that if you go to a bar or a cafe or a party or an event, typically you hear music around you. And if there's no DJ or if there's no band playing, then it's typically coming from either a computer or from a portable music player. So we realized that everybody who's going to these events always has their phone in their pocket, and typically, increasingly, it's a smartphone. So we basically use this as our basis, and we build a service which allows you to go to, let's say, a bar, hear music, take out your phone, see what music the venue has available in their playlist, choose your favorite song out of that list, play it, and then while you're doing it, also tell your friends in Facebook and Twitter. So it's kind of like, in a way, Foursquare meets music. And it's all location-based, so you can also see in the Google Maps around you, like who's playing what music, where, and when. And one of the let's say that the really special part of PlayMySong is that with the same app, which we have available both for iOS and Android, with the same app, you can basically launch this experience in your own bar or in your own party or in your own home. So you simply take our app, you go to what we call a stereo mode, you open it, you will then see all the music you have in your, let's say, in your iPad, and then you decide what you want to make available, and then just press play, and you're good to go. And a second after, people around you can find your location and start playing songs from your device. And naturally, then you hook it up to the sound system that everyone can enjoy the music.
That's great. That's really cool. And the app now is really quite feature packed. But you started with a very simple, the idea was very simple, and you started with a very simple app. So how did that evolve in terms of where you were a year ago to where you are today?
Well, that's a good question, Andrew, and it has really evolved a lot. I mean, in the very beginning, of course, we were bootstrapping this for almost 1.5 years before we got any funding and backing. So we. Back in the day when we started this in Helsinki, we wanted to build a minimum viable product and really go to some bars and test it out. And what happened was that we, with the very simple, quite engineerish product, we were able to really see that to prove the value hypothesis that people, when they get the possibility to, for free. That's actually an important thing I forgot to mention earlier. It's always for free to play the songs. So when you can for free control the music around you, then it really brings a lot of value and enjoyment to people's lives. So that was the early days, and then that was a little bit before we met in Meedem last January, and then after Meedem we got a lot of good feedback, and then we went to South by, came to New York where we are right now. Went to Los Angeles and San Francisco. So we kind of realized that, okay, there's huge potential for this. And then we were doing the product development as we went along. Since we last met in South by, we actually launched the first version of our product that is, let's say, belongs in the same family as the current one. But ever since, we've done a lot of improvements, like adding some features, actually taking some features to make it more simpler. But it also, really focusing on the ease of use, because we realized that sometimes when somebody goes to a bar and wants to play the music, they might have had maybe 5 or 6 beers, so it has to be simple to use.
Sure, definitely. And there are actually a couple of different levels of usage on the platform. There is a pro approach as well. So how does that work?
Yeah, so the free app is available for venues if they want to test PlayMySong, how their customers react to it. It's free, they can test it out, no problem. Then if they want to start using it on more daily basis, we offer what we call a Pro Stereo package, and it's a subscription, annual subscription, which is around 300 euros per month. And with that subscription, you get access to premium features. One of them being the possibility to pre-schedule playlists. So if I own a bar, I might want to have more relaxed music during the days and more active music during the evenings. So I can go to a website and just pre-program everything, and it will change automatically. So I can just and second thing, I can customize my presence in PlayMySong, so our paying customers always get their own logos to the site, and you make it look a little bit more nicer. And then the third feature is the possibility to do in-venue marketing. So let's say I go to a bar that is using the pro version of PlayMySong, and I play Ramones, and I get a thank you message saying that, hey, thanks for your request, Rami, it's going to be played in 10 minutes. And by the way, and then what we call a chalkboard message. By the way, did you know that we have a pool competition on Sunday where we're going to have 50% off drinks? So they can always have this kind of in the thank you message, they can have their own information message, which is really, really helpful if you want to promote events or offers.
Sure, no, of course, and it must become quite tricky because when you're talking about bars and small venues, but if you branch out to slightly larger venues, to decide how to prioritize some of the requests. Do you have any system in place for how to do that?
So currently it's based on first come first served basis, and whoever is providing this experience in their own bar or club, they can very easily say that there's just a slider in the app that they can say, okay, one user can play just one song per hour, or 2 songs per hour, or three songs per hour. So that's one way to kind of make sure that everybody gets a chance to play. Sure. But what we had a launch party here in New York on Monday, and we had a setting where one user could play 3 songs per hour, and we've never seen the bigger or longer list. So I think the worst. Best and worst situation, it was 92 minutes before your song is going to be heard. And really we think we've also seen similar situations, not as extreme, but so we're going to have the initial thing we're going to do is to add possibility to not perhaps to vote or decrease other songs, but to interact with the requests. So let's say I see that there's a long list, and I'm going to have to wait for let's say 40 minutes for my song. But then I can see that my friends, because you always see, your friends' faces if they have connected their Facebook account. So, and then you can say, okay, this Andrea now played, Foo Fighters, and then I can, perhaps like it, and I can send you a message, hey, thanks for a great request. So bring other ways to interact with the service than just kind of voting and kind of because. We want to really focus on the positive aspects of listening to music together with PlayMySong. Yeah. Sure.
And an interesting thing that I was just thinking about is that on top of being an amazing way to request music and to keep things going and keep the interactivity with the consumers in a venue, it could also become weirdly a way for people to sort of meet one another. Because I guess if it's connected with Facebook, then there is actually some degree of being able to meet some people because they've made a request, I guess.
Yes, I mean, we all know that music is a huge part of our identities, and with PlayMySong, we actually, first of all, we know what the users like, what music they like, and we know where they go. and of course, you can have a totally anonymous profile in our service, but if you choose to join the service with your Facebook account, then you are sharing that information, if you want, with the community. So that actually allows you to kind of see that, okay, there's let's say a girl might see a cool guy listening to great music in a cool bar, and go there. And then we have had also interesting situations maybe somewhere related. I remember one day in New York we had this PlayMySong night at one bar, and our friend Laura was on the table, playing around with PlayMySong, and then her boyfriend played a song from home, and with the message saying that Laura, time to come home.
That's cool. That's really cool. And in terms of like how you managed sort of your move and the recent round of seed funding that you closed, I read on TechCrunch that it was led by a Helsinki-based accelerator. So did you have quite a bit of support from sort of the Helsinki community in getting this far in the venture?
Yes, I mean it's been well, when we came back from the US last spring after South by, we realized that we bootstrapped this, like we're end of our rope bootstrapping basically, because if we want to come to US we need some backing. So then we started discussing with the local VCs and accelerators, and there is a program called Vigo, which is basically the Finnish agency for like technology funding, which is a government-based organization, has partnered with selected business accelerators / angel VCs to build this system where if like potential companies can apply to it, and if they get selected, then there's going to be a combination of private investment and then this government R&D and growth planning funding, and that was basically what we got. So it's been instrumental. I mean, we wouldn't be in this state without it for sure. So it's been really great and really important. Also, there is a really good startup scene in Helsinki right now, and a lot of good energy. And I think it's kind of like it's radiating good vibes.
Great
all around. Yeah.
Very nice. In terms of how you're going to expand the reach of the service with the venues that haven't signed up yet, are you looking at doing a more granular campaign to try and get individual venues on board, or are you looking at maybe getting larger, broader deals to get a number of venues at the same time?
Yes, you're going to see both of those things happening in a very soon. So we have some, let's say, more strategic deals coming where we basically can get our service to a lot of venues at once, and then we are doing direct sales, and we're also using street teams. So we have we have been using students that go to bars anyways, and they if they introduce Play My Song to this venue, then we can kind of like give them some benefits in exchange. So there's many ways of getting our message forward. And then one important thing is also we really want to encourage also the private use. So if you have a party at your home, just hook your iPod or iPod Touch or iPad to your sound system, and tell your friends, play songs, and they don't have to then come to your computer with their fingers full of guacamole and choose the songs. They can use their own iPhones to do it.
Yeah, which is really nice. And I have to ask you this question because it's kind of compulsory when you're talking about mobile apps. Given the explosion of Android as well in the US market, are you looking at developing an Android version of the service, or are you sticking with iOS for now?
We actually just last week, actually on Monday this week, we launched the Android application.
Oh, great!
So it's there. Go and check it out. It's actually it has some let's say more features than the iPhone app. So it will be, if you have an Android phone, go and check it out. It's really cool, and it's a free app. You can find it all over the world from Android market right away.
That's great, because then you pretty much cover 80%, 90% of the smartphone world. So there's going to be very few people left out after that.
Yes, that's the way we see it also. And the key thing about Play My Song is that basically you only need the app if you are providing this experience in your own bar or cafe or event. If you are visiting this event, then you can of course use the Android and iPhone apps, which are of course the best experience, but you can also go to playmysong.com, which is a mobile site where you can also start requesting songs. So in a way, we support every internet-connected device in the world if you want to choose to play the song. Yeah,
that's awesome. So if people want to check out the website, that is playmysong.com, and you can find all the information about the locations where you can find bars that are using the app, and all information about the pro accounts, and links to the App Store, of course, to download it. And also, you probably have a Twitter account.
Yes, it's our Twitter account is Play My Song app in one word.
Play My Song app, cool, great.
Yes.
And so any question you may have, I'm sure you can tweet them and they'll get back to you.
Will do. Thanks for this opportunity, Andrea. It was really great to speak. And everyone, just go check out Play My Song, download from the Android Market or iPhone App Store, and play around with it and tell us what you think.
Cool, fantastic. Well, thanks so much.